Tonight, indulge in autumn vibes and cozy moments in this bedtime story for sleep. You are listening to the Maple Island Lighthouse, a sleep story that brings us to an island off the coast of Nova Scotia. In this northern locale, the leaves change early in the season, bringing vibrant red foliage to an island known for its abundance of maple trees. A ferry delivers you to this carless refuge where you stay at a bed and breakfast lighthouse. Let the sweet, crisp autumn air set the mood for a night of charming experiences before you fall asleep. It's time to dream away. Welcome to Michelle's Sanctuary. I'm Michelle, your imaginative sidekick, here to help spark your imagination on this nighttime escape. Please think of me as a trusted friend, guiding you on a journey of peace and relaxation. You've made it through another day, and now it's time to let go and embrace the mental holiday you've earned. Snuggle in, get comfy, and allow the story to unfold like a dream. This is your story to shape, and you may drift asleep whenever it feels right. Safe in the sanctuary of your room and mind, let's take a few conscious breaths together to set the tone and clear the air. Imagine the crisp autumn breeze of Maple Island swirling through your room, carrying the brisk scent of the sea and the sweet aroma of fallen maple leaves. Exhale through your lips, perhaps in a sigh, making a sound that mimics the Atlantic breeze that frees the leaves from their branches. Release anything weighing on your mind, letting it dissolve into the cool autumn night. Whatever thoughts your mind can no longer hold are free to roam the infinite starry sky as you find relief in their absence. Inhale with gratitude, slowly drawing in the tonic of refreshing fall air. Feel hopeful as this breath is the first of many that will guide you to sleep. Open your mouth and yawn, and ease into another gentle sigh as you exhale. Let peace wash over you as you are comforted from head to toe, knowing you're doing exactly what you need right now. Play with your breath for another round or two of inhaling, yawning, and sighing. Take your time and settle into a rhythm that feels right. There's no wrong way to do this. And as you breathe in, picture the rustling maple leaves overhead, the crunch of each step beneath your boots as you walk along the island's wooded path. Feel your body sink deeper into your bed, as grounded as the roots of the maple trees. When you're ready, let your breath return to an easy, sleepy rhythm. Feel a wave of warmth flowing through your heart, bringing a soft smile to your relaxed lips as you proceed with the certainty that tonight will unfold with one cozy moment after the next. It's time for the story to begin. Maple Island is a magical place, one of the 3,800 islands of Nova Scotia. With a romantic history, the island earned its namesake in the middle of the 20th century, when true love changed the landscape of the small island. Of the 150 lighthouses in the easternmost Canadian region, Maple Island is home to one of the approximately 80 decommissioned lighthouses. For 20 years, the Maple Island Lighthouse has offered a unique bed and breakfast experience, carefully arranged by Jim and Jim, who created a haven for maple enthusiasts to stay. The stone and ivory wood lighthouse offers 5-bedroom suites with cottagecore charm and views of the maple tree forest and rocky coastline. Cooler temperatures start to settle in the area in late August, and the nights bring a briskness ideal for slumber. Like many of the most treasured remote getaways, it's a bit of an adventure to get to Maple Island, particularly once the busy summer season ends. After a ferry delivers you to a harbor with dozens of sailboats, weeks away from being stored for the winter or sailing to southerly shores, you board the wooden deck of a water taxi to continue to the small island. The weather is perfect for all this navigation, and you enjoy each step of the journey as it unfolds on the pristine blue-green water. You settle atop a white wooden bench and feel a slight sway beneath your feet as the taxi begins to pull away from the bustling harbor. The air is crisp, but not biting, with a briny tang that hints at the open sea beyond. Tugging your lightweight parka tighter around you, you settle into the rhythm of the boat, your neck warm under the soft knitted fabric of your turtleneck sweater. The mist rises off the water and lightly lands on your lips and cheeks, the salty air mixing with a scent of sweet wet wood and a faint peppery trace of wood smoke. There's an excitement to transitioning into autumnal attire and hues, and you appreciate this chance to wear thick socks and boots for the first time this season. Your garments make the sea breeze not only tolerant, but also welcome. The briskness causes your nose to tingle as you inhale the cool, misty air, feeling yourself getting farther and farther away from the constant sounds and busyness of life on the mainland. Ahead, Maple Island emerges on the horizon with vibrant clusters of reds, oranges, and yellows that are blurry in motion and quite surreal against the steel blue sky of late afternoon. the maple trees appear ablaze, their fiery red leaves glowing like lava in the waning light. You've heard about this place for years. The serene beauty of the island, especially in autumn, has long been a favorite escape for artists, writers, and those simply seeking peace. It's a well-kept secret of few. And now is the most ideal time to visit Maple Island, right before the first freeze, when daily foot traffic and sightseeing tours come to a near halt. As you approach from the water, the views of Maple Island are nothing short of breathtaking. The silky waves glide over the rocky coastline, reflecting the vivid colors of the trees. Thanks to the autumn sun, the entire scene unfolding before you appears to be dripping in molten gold. Maple Island has a rich and romantic history, but it wasn't always defined by the abundant maple trees that now cover the landscape. At the turn of the 20th century, it was mainly an island of rolling green hills, dappled with cedar and pine trees, and just a couple red maple trees along the jagged coastline. The island had yet to become a tourist destination and was tended to by a young lighthouse keeper who led a rather lonely life. On a trip to Halifax, he was smitten by an elegant young woman he met in the harbor. Their affection blossomed over time through a series of handwritten letters, keeping their magical connection alive, despite the distance and his demanding role as the lighthouse keeper. He worried that no woman would willingly embrace the solitude that often accompanied island life. Yet on a spring picnic date beneath a maple tree, he discovered her fondness for maples, as she described a recurring dream that she had for many years. In it, she lived by a maple forest and harvested maple syrup. Determined to win her heart, he returned to the island and planted maple saplings, dreaming of a place they could cherish together. When he finally summoned the courage to propose, he presented her with a painting that captured his visions for the island, a vibrant maple forest in peak autumn hues, alive with color. In the center of the painting was a silhouette of the young couple holding hands. He vowed that they would watch the trees grow side by side. By their 25th anniversary, beneath the lighthouse perched atop the hill, the island had transformed into a stunning mosaic of fiery reds and golden yellows, bringing the lighthouse keeper's engagement promises into reality. And true to his young love's vision, Maple Island became known for its small batch production of maple syrup. To this day, every spring, from March to May, maple sap is collected from the maples, dripping slowly into tin buckets as the trees awaken from the winter freeze. The sap is then boiled and transformed into the island's famous maple syrup, a local delicacy prized far and wide. You've seen the bottles back on the mainland. Their labels, simple yet elegant, are always sold out during the tourist season. And the dreams of this couple would become the dreams of others who would one day call Maple Island home. Your water taxi captain shares the folklore of Maple Island with you, a tale he has likely recounted more times than any of his own personal adventures. You glean that the captain understands loneliness and longs for this kind of love. Recounting the story gives him hope whenever he shares it. As you approach the island's dock, you notice delicate maple leaf-shaped lights strung between tall wooden posts. They sway in the gentle breeze, their orange and crimson glow beginning to shine as the sun edges towards the horizon. The dock is long and wide, well maintained and freshly polished, conjuring a sense of safety and a welcoming touch to greet those arriving by sea. Two Boston Terriers wait eagerly at the end of the pier, their black and white patched hind ends wiggling in pure joy. Lila and Henry are the resident pups and the unofficial welcoming committee. They sport maple leaf bandanas fluttering in the breeze. Lila wears a scarlet version, while Henry shows off a gold one, making it easy to tell them apart. You can't help but smile at their enthusiasm as they twirl around in circles and then one another take a seat, sensing the boat captain will arrive with a spare treat or two. The water taxi slows to a stop, and the captain hops out to help unload your bag. He hands over a few deliveries meant for Jim and Jim, the island's beloved proprietors of the Maple Island Lighthouse. Both men, now in their 60s, stand at the dock, ready to greet you with wide smiles. The taller, broader Jim, lovingly nicknamed Big Jim by friends and family, has a ruddy face, weathered from years spent outdoors gardening and maintaining the island. He's dressed in a thick flannel jacket and denim jeans, his large hands skillfully lifting boxes onto a hand truck with ease. Slim Jim, slightly shorter and leaner, wears a burgundy corduroy blazer, a camel sweater, and dark-washed jeans. his posture relaxed and his demeanor soft-spoken and thoughtful. He corrals Lila and Henry, keeping them from overwhelming you with affection, though their eager black noses still manage to poke at your boots. You express you don't mind as you run your hand across their shiny coats that feel warm from the sun. Slim Jim offers you a warm handshake and says, "Welcome to Maple Island." As Big Jim loads the last of the deliveries, Slim Jim gestures for you to follow him along the path leading from the dock. The scent of the sea mingles with a sweet, intoxicating aroma of fallen and decaying leaves. The salty air, bracing yet refreshing. Underfoot, the wood chip path crunches softly beneath your boots as you are surrounded by towering maple trees planted with love over a century ago. The foliage is a few weeks shy of peak autumn hues, but the blend of deep reds, golden yellows, and vivid oranges is at its most diverse. Half the trees appear as though they're on fire, backlit by the magenta sun, while the rest display an eye-pleasing tapestry of golds and yellows that stretch across the island. You walk past a rustic welcome sign crafted from wood and carved in the shape of a maple leaf, weathered but beautiful in its simplicity. It reads, "The Maple Island Lighthouse Inn, established 2004. A single maple leaf, vibrant and red, flutters down from above, carried gently by the breeze. It sways back and forth before gracefully landing on Lila's back, where it rests for a moment before the Boston Terrier shakes it off with a playful twist of her black and white torso. Jim and Jim were the visionaries behind the bed and breakfast, never imagining a decommissioned lighthouse and private island would be where they ultimately settled. Over 20 years ago, Big Jim toiled 70 hours a week at a top restaurant in Providence, while Slim Jim served the high-pressure, continent-hopping lifestyle of a corporate leader. They knew that burning the candle at both ends could only go on for so long, and a weekend getaway with their pups brought them to Maple Island at the right time. And every guest that arrives at this charming island feels grateful for the twist of fate that led the Jims to remodel the lighthouse into a bed and breakfast. You follow the Jims and pups down the path to a wide grassy lawn where a kaleidoscope of maple leaves carpets the ground. Atop a hill, standing tall and proud, is the Maple Island Lighthouse. Over 150 years old, The lighthouse has been meticulously restored, its ivory wooden boards gleaming in the golden hour light. The stone walls at its base, worn smooth by the elements, shimmer with a heavenly amber glow. A larger-than-life scarlet maple leaf hangs proudly in the center of the ivory tower. The Jims have added a wraparound front porch to the lighthouse, offering panoramic views of the island and the blue-green ocean beyond the coastline. The craftsmanship is evident in every detail, reflecting the love and care they dedicated to preserving this piece of history. You can't help but wonder how different the world might be if this level of commitment and passion were present everywhere. Slim Jim carries your bag up to the porch, inviting you to settle in and enjoy some tea and light bites while you make yourself at home. Big Jim follows indoors, hauling the boxes of supplies from the parked cart. The pups, Lila and Henry, stay close by, circling your feet before settling down beside you as you sink into a plush outdoor chair. The chair is perfectly positioned beside a small tabletop fire pit, its soft flames dancing in the cool evening air. Jazz music plays softly from a hidden speaker. The Jims have a soundtrack for every hour of the day, finessing its transitions for all the guests who lounge around the property. The music complements the distant sounds of crashing surf, the rustling of the trees, and the soft crackle of the fire. As you sit, watching the sky shift from pale blue to shades of pink and lavender, a fine mist begins to roll in from the sea. It hovers over the sparkling sapphire waters, cloaking the distant rocks in a soft, gray, dreamlike haze. A few boats drift lazily by, their sails catching the last rays of the setting sun. The temperature drops slightly, and you're grateful for the warmth of your knitted turtleneck and parka. The scent of burning wood from the fire pit marries the briny scent carried on the mist. The pups fall asleep by your feet as you sip the warm maple apple tea and enjoy a light dinner. You hear the footsteps of another guest and turn to see an older woman dressed in a vintage paisley caftan and long sweater jacket. Her silver and white hair shimmers in the last rays of sunlight and flows to the middle of her back. Her presence exudes quiet confidence, and her eyes display an attention to detail and perceptiveness. She seems familiar, and you soon discover she's a well-known author who has retreated to Maple Island for the past 15 years. Every autumn, she spends a month visiting with the Jims, relishing the chance to write and edit in peace, far from the hustle and bustle of her home in New Orleans. She asks about your travels, kind and inquisitive, and you're honored for her inquisitiveness. Then she slips away for her routine sunset walk along the beach. Slim Jim reappears with a steaming mug of tea, and Big Jim, now finished unpacking his deliveries, joins you on the porch. The pups begin to stir, and the fire burns brightly as the last light of the day disappears beyond the horizon. You stand and stretch your arms overhead, taking in the beauty of the island and endless sea. The night stretches out before you as you breathe in the tranquility of Maple Island. Jim offers you a key with a unique leather keychain painted with the image of a marina with sailboats and the words "Cozy Harbor Room" burned into the leather. Slim Jim offers a tour of the lighthouse, and so you follow him into the main room. Black spiral steps wind up the center of the living room. Logs burn in a cast iron wood stove by bay windows that look out onto an herb garden. The farmhouse-style kitchen offers a marble island where breakfast is served daily. Copper pots hang from the ceiling, and a silver tray with a box of tea, an electric kettle, and an espresso maker are in a nook, offering access to hot drinks whenever you like. The open concept space features a rustic wood farmhouse dining table with 8 seats in a sunroom the Jims added during renovations. Radiant floor heating keeps the ceramic cobalt blue and teal tiles of the kitchen floor warm year-round. The decor captures the essence of the Atlantic and maple tree motifs. You follow Jim up the stairs, winding round and round as the moon rises in the gradient of dark and medium blue sky outside the dozens of windows added to the lighthouse during renovations. He brings you to the second floor, where a hallway leads to another stairwell that circles around the perimeter of the lighthouse to the third floor. Windows along the way give 360-degree views of Maple Island. He brings you to the cozy harbor room, and you unlock the door as he asks what time you'd like breakfast in the morning. He then says, "Don't hesitate to ask if you need anything at all." The door opens into a suite that is much larger than you anticipated, occupying half the floor. Multi-paned windows look out onto the maple forest, with a slice of the ocean visible beyond it. The vibrant leaves are now cast in nocturnal blues, the maple trunks shrouded in mist, while the sky is crystal clear as stars begin to shine. A ceiling fan features scarlet and gold-tinted crystal light fixtures in the shape of maple leaves, with wooden blades in the shape of oars. The Maple Lighthouse masterfully captures the essence of the maple forest and nautical heritage in an elegant way. A wave of tiredness washes over you, the day finally catching up. You remove your parka and hang it on a vintage brass door hook in the shape of a maple leaf. You spot your luggage carefully placed on a rack and open it to remove your pajamas and toiletries, to make your way to the remodeled ensuite. Gleaming white subway tiles rise to the middle of the wall. The top half and ceiling painted in a satiny shade of sapphire blue. Vintage sconces cast the room in golden light. You strike a match to light the 5 wooden wicks of a maple and cinnamon jar candle perched on the wide windowsill, and turn on the shower. The wicks crackle as the flames dance and reflect on the glass. You brush your teeth as the water heats up and steam fills the room. You change out of your warm clothes and step atop the cobalt blue shower tiles to enjoy a long shower. You cleanse with a mini soap bar in the shape of a maple leaf that emits an autumn fragrance of amber, maple, and sandalwood. It's a subtle woodsy aroma that reminds you of your afternoon walk on the island. Your body becomes heavy and your eyelids feel better closed as drowsiness wins. You step out of the shower and towel off, changing into your favorite autumn pajamas. You put out the candle with an elegant gold brass snuffer that rests on the windowsill. Curls of smoke rise toward the steamy glass panes, and you wipe them to see an island cloaked in a veil of mist that becomes pearly white in the moonlight. You return to the cozy harbor bedroom that features a canopy bed, its frame inspired by the sails of a boat, creating a cocoon that billows in the autumn breeze entering the cracked window. You pull back a cream bedspread and dark blue satin sheets, climbing atop the cool memory foam mattress. As your body warms the bed, it contours around you with support. Outside, the stars twinkle in the velvety navy sky, and you peer at them one last time, imagining all the brave souls at sea, using them as guidance, being led safely ashore by the beams of lighthouses like this one. This thought conjures a bone-deep sense of awe and safety as you give in to the tug of sleep, gratefully welcoming its persistent undertow that will bring you to deep rest and dreams waiting to be discovered. Finding serenity, finding tenderness, finding peace, finding sleep. It's time to dream away.